Welcome back. You're watching ED Insight. Indians are getting used to the finer things in life, or should I say the finest things in life. And comfort, convenience, and more importantly, exclusivity is the name of the game. But how do you market ultra luxury to the well-heeled? And more importantly, how effective are these strategies? Nikhil Shivadas finds out.
You don't buy a Rolls-Royce, you commission it. And that's what makes this one of the world's most prized automobiles. So just how does one go about owning one of these dream machines? To know that, you have to be part of Rolls-Royce Whisper program, where an expat will meet you at a party, engage you to have lunch or dinner, and promise to ferry you around in one of these. If you're interested, it's yours to have, just as you like it.
And there was a customer who came in saying that my wife liked the mother of pearl in the entire car door cappings. So mother of pearl, it's one shed to collect and to get. It's a difficult task, but Rolls-Royce is for that, and we committed and we delivered.
This personal touch needs little or no advertising. The value of the brand speaks for itself, pretty much like works of art.
For the ultra rich, it requires the ultra special thing. It's the 15-carat blue diamond, or it's the vintage car, or it's the great early Hussein painting. It's the things that are the most rare and the most significant. And what I find working at Christie's is the very best things sell themselves. You don't have to promote them. Somebody who sees them recognizes what they are and recognizes the quality. And the value of these things is discernible to the ultra-rich.
The value is discernible because of the skill and craftsmanship that goes into making such products. Add to this the history and lineage of the brand, and what you have is an exclusive proposition that the rich just can't resist. Exclusivity is key here, because privacy and privilege go hand in hand. The most popular tool to maintain exclusivity is to have limited editions.
We have very often requests for unique pieces, but these are limited editions or variation of editions which we have issued. And now we have a very particular customer group, we call them the Royals, that are looking for a one-of-one edition. So even if you say, oh, we are only doing 10 pieces for the world, they say, yeah, 10 pieces, that's not for me. I want something that is really unique.
People are using luxury brands as symbols to demonstrate who they are and their place in society, and that's why the brand becomes very, very important. And when you have a limited edition, that means that you are, if you possess one of those pieces, it means that you're one of the chosen few, and that makes it again very, very special.
But marketing exclusivity can be a tricky issue, particularly so in the case of goods for personal consumption.
Case after case, situation after situation, you still see a very cliched way of communicating. You would put yourself into one or two malls in Delhi and Bombay. You would have the same kind of a mind chase launch parties. You would see exactly the same faces again and again.
Here, marketers aren't exactly spoiled for choice, because creating awareness requires wider communication. But using mass mediums like advertising and marketing can take away from the uniqueness of the product. This in turn can change the target segment from the ultra-rich to just the premium. That's where innovation in designing events and communique come in. Marketers are taking small steps in that direction. For instance, Mercedes-Benz India has a star fascination campaign across cities, where potential buyers can also buy designer wear by Manish Arora, who is best known for his Bollywood connection.
We believe in our showrooms, it's no more a luxury car, it's more of experience, and we think that's the right way to do the business.
Sure it is, but in the world of the rich, word of mouth is the most powerful tool.
One of the challenges of luxury brands is that they focus too much on product and not enough on customer relationship. The Indians are very hospitable, they require a very high level of service, they're accustomed to that for centuries, and so luxury markets will have to be particularly good at creating customer relationships in India.
And that's where the need for good marketing talent comes in.
It's a very classy job. The guy is forever drinking with the ultra-rich. He's forever eating with them. He's creating events for them. He's in touch with their wines and their cheese, and he's able to roll his R's and P's, etc., etc. So I think it's a very, very classy marketing orientation, and India is really new to it because not too many people are in this segment.
I think a huge challenge is human resources, good quality people, being able to reflect the brand and share the dream with the prospective customer.
India needs to move fast on this front because the number of millionaires is rising substantially. Since more people are buying similar products, luxury consumption is going through a nuanced change. Aspirational luxury products depicting social status are becoming passé, and marketers are gearing up for the day and age of the connoisseur.
So where does the connoisseur buy the finer things in life? Well, that story is coming up after this short break. Stay with us.